Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another action figure review or video, and today we're going to be taking a look at something a bit different. We're going to take a look at a couple of Hiya Toys figures, the Injustice 2 Bane and Red Hood. Bane was just released not that long ago this year. Red Hood's been out for about a year, and I've never bought any figures from this line or even from this company before. I've known they've existed for a while. I was kind of interested in buying some before. I held off for a while, but they made the Injustice 2 Bane, and that is honestly one of my favorite designs for Bane. So I wanted to have a figure of it, and when I got him, the place I got it from also had the Red Hood in stock, which also looked like a really good figure. There are not many Red Hood figures out there, and there's a lot less that are good, so I decided to pick him up as well. Don't know much about the company, but what's kind of cool is we don't get a lot of 1/18th scale stuff, a lot of those 3 1/4 inch / 4 inch scale stuff these days. But the Hiya Toys here kind of seems to be doing like this kind of quote unquote high end 1/18th figures. As you can see by the boxes here, they're kind of more collector design looking, like, I guess, in the full box with the accessories shown in the trays and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. I have a soft spot for 1/18th. I started off with 3 1/4 inch Star Wars, and unfortunately, it's not too booming these days. Still exists, but it's not too booming these days. And I tend to not go outside of Star Wars for 1/18th. Everything else is other scales, mostly 6 inch scale. But yeah, these look too cool not to at least get them and take a look at them. So we're gonna take a look at both. And we'll take a look at the packaging real quick. They're kind of both the same, but they've got the images for the characters, of course. Red Hood has Red Hood images and whatnot. But you've got Injustice 2, Red Hood, and you got an image of the figure there, which I at first mistook for a in-game image, but it's not. It's the figure, I'm pretty sure. But you got the figure inside there. The glare might not be showing the best in some of the accessories. Injustice 2, and you got a couple images of the figure. It just says that this is part of the Exquisite Mini series, which is setting a new standard for 1/18th scale figures. And then some images, some stuff about the Hiya Toys company. Only for, you gotta be 15 years or older to have this. Sorry, anyone who's below 15, you can't have this. But yeah, pretty cool. Not much to talk about. And then really quick, here's the Bane figure. Got the image there. This one I can tell it's a figure. That picture wasn't quite as good. But there's the images there, and it's the same crap on the back, you know, nothing too interesting. So I'm gonna crack these open. We'll take a closer look at the figures inside. All right, I got the figures out of their packaging, and these are cool little figures. They really do feel like more higher end, small scale figures. They got some pretty great sculpting, some pretty good paint apps. Articulation is definitely there for the most part. A couple small issues here and there, but let's take a closer look at them. I'm going to do Red Hood quickly first, just because he's been around for a while. A lot of people have probably already seen him. Get the light in here. But yeah, he's really cool. This is Injustice 2 design, obviously, but pretty much, you know, can be just a comic looking design. He basically looks like this in the comics, more or less. Very cool. I really like the helmet. I might not be able to see it on camera too well here, but the helmet's got a really nice silver detailing, as well as like a black wash like applied pretty much all throughout the figure to bring out the details, and I think it looks really good. It looks worn, doesn't look brand new, so I think that looks really cool, quite badass. I like that. The coat is nice. I like the coat, and I like how the collar goes up pretty high on the neck there, pretty much hides the neck. I think that's cool. It's quite pliable, so it won't get in the way of articulation or anything like that. You might be able to remove it if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it, because then you'd have the torso, but you still have the jacket sleeves, so it wouldn't look right. But underneath you do have his body armor there, which is a nice silver color of paint, which looks really nice. And you got the arms here. You've got a free-floating elbow guard here that you can shift and move around how you like. But if you want to, you can put it over the elbow joint and actually hide the joint there. But if you want to articulate it, you're going to want to shift it down, move it, and then put the armor back to the spot. You got the gauntlets, the reinforced knuckles there, which look good. He's got belts going on here, and he's got these little things on the side. He's got clips molded on the belt, which is really cool. I want to say the things on his hips are supposed to be holsters, but they're not really actual functioning holsters, which is a bit of unfortunate, but not a big deal. And the pants look really nice, and you got the buckles here on the boots and whatnot. He's got a little sheath for his knife, which I will show momentarily, but that is cool. Boots are cool as well, with some treads sculpted on there, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. You know, he looks the part. It looks really cool. I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. In terms of articulation, I believe there's a dumbbell joint at the base of the head as well as a ball joint at the base of the neck. So you can pivot pretty good. Or you can pivot a bit at least. I don't know if it's pretty good, but it's a bit. For some reason it pivots more this way than the other way. You look down a decent amount, look up, you know, a decent amount. You rotate, and the jacket will get out of the way. Although I guess it looks a little weird after going so far. You get a torso joint there, which you know, rotates and does a little bit of ab crunch, not too crazy. But you also got one at the base of the waist, which moves a lot more. Oh, and apparently likes to pop off. But that just pops right back on. That's not a big deal. Better than breaking. Ball hinges at the shoulders move, you know, 90 degrees, and they fully rotate. Single hinges at the elbows move just shy of 90. It'd be a little nice if they moved a bit more in, but not a huge deal. And you've got ball joints at the wrist, which rotate, and you get a little bit of pivot in any which way you want. You get the ball hinges at the hips, or ball joints at the hips, and you can split them pretty good. You split them pretty good. You can kick out pretty much all the way, more or less. And these things are made of really soft plastic, so they'll get out of the way, no problem. There's a swivel cut there at the thigh, or up there, and more in the groin area, I suppose. Double hinges at the knees. For some reason on my Red Hood, his lower joint, they seem to be, I might have to heat that up because it seems to be frozen. It doesn't want to bend. And I don't want to break it. Oh, well, this one bent. All right, so I got this in the bend. It bends in pretty good. He basically kicks his own ass. Yeah, now it's moving that I got it unstuck. This one is still stuck. I'll have to work on that. So we'll cut at the boot. I believe both sides. Yep, both sides do have it. And you have a hinge at the ankle with a really good rocker. So he's got some pretty good articulation. You know, my only real issue is the elbows, and they're not terrible. They're just not fantastic. But that's pretty cool. In terms of accessories, Red Hood here does come with quite a bit of stuff. You do get this display base, which has, like, I don't know, it's texture detail, I guess. It is molded detail. And it's like a metallic pinkish purple with gunmetal on the edge. It's a little weird, I'm going to be honest, but, you know, still good. It's got a little peg for the feet, and you can, you know, peg them in. There's also these little slots on the edge. You get these little clip things. So what I'm assuming you can do is you can, I don't know how it works exactly. I'm assuming you can slot those. Oh, you slot them in like this, and then you can attach them to other bases. So that is cool. Got a couple of different hands. You get a knife holding hand, which is sculpted and painted as well as the other ones. And you get a grenade holding hand. The other two on there are trigger hands. You get a very, very tiny knife, but it's nicely painted and detailed for how small it is. You get a painted gunmetal blade, and you get the black handle. And I'm assuming this hand here holds it well. Let's see. Oh yeah, it holds it tightly. I'm not going to push it all the way in, but it does hold it tightly. You can also take it and you can sheath it in there into the little sheath. I don't know if I'm putting it in right or not. It might go the other way. Geez, that's actually a real tight fit. I don't want to push it all the way in, but it does go in there. So that's cool. Always happy for weapon storage. You get his signature handguns. They are both the same. Got some nice paint, silver, black, and then you get the little gold for the little taser parts on the bottom of the mags, which is cool. And then I'm assuming he'll hold them well. Jeez. The hands are not as pliable as I actually thought they would be, but he holds the gun very tightly in his hand. I'm just going to put the one in there for now. But he does hold it and looks pretty good. And then he also comes with a couple of grenades, or yeah, I'm gonna say they're both grenades. You get this very small circular like pumpkin looking bomb or whatever, or melon bomb, nicely painted, it's hard to show. And then you get this more like almost flashbang or smoke grenade style gun, or not gun, grenade. I haven't played the game in a little while, so I'm not sure how those play into his kit, but I'm assuming they do in some way. But yeah, Red Hood's pretty cool, man. I only own one of the Red Hood figure, that's the multiverse figure, but this one, I'd say out of the two is my favorite. He actually comes with guns, so that is a big plus. I'll put him back there, I guess. And then next up, the new release is Bane. And like I said, this is one of my favorite looks for Bane. I don't know why, I just really like this look. It's kind of got those comic book throwbacks, I guess, but it also adds a modern, semi-realistic, sort of militaristic sort of look to it, mercenary look to it, which I really like. Proportionally, I'd say it's relatively accurate to the game. He's kind of top heavy in the game, and that comes off on the figure. His legs aren't small by any means, but his shoulders are quite wide. His arms and just torso in general is quite big, and in that being the case, he's quite top heavy. He's a bit of a pain in the ass to stand, at least in the short time I've been messing with him. I do absolutely love the head sculpt. If I can get better light on here. Here we go. Looks great. He's got the red eyes, got the mask. On the back here, you do have the Venom tube, which has little green lines for the green Venom, and you got the little backpack with the green paint apps to simulate the Venom, which is very cool. You also got the cables going to the arms, and these cables are very pliable and soft and have a decent amount of slack, so I don't think there's really any danger of these breaking, but I mean, you're going to want to be careful regardless. The harness here is also a separate piece that's on top of the actual torso sculpt. And you've got green, white, and different grays. And again, he's got a bit of a wash going on to bring out the details, which look really good. You got the shoulder armor. It's got nice brown sort of wear to it. You got the big hands with the reinforced knuckles. You got the apparatuses on his wrist for the Venom injection system. You got these little pieces of, armor and whatnot. These knee guards are actually free-floating pieces over top the legs. And you got the boots, which look pretty good. And he's got peg holes ball on the feet with some treads going on. In terms of articulation, he's got a ball joint at the base of the head. I think it's a dumbbell joint, actually. So you get a little bit of pivot. You get rotation, not hindered at all by the cable there. Down and a little bit of up. It's not crazy. Ball hinges at the shoulders. You move almost full 90, so that's pretty good. The shoulder pads and this harness don't really hinder anything. Elbow joints are single hinge. The cut is decent, just shy of 90. Again, basically the same range as Red Hood, maybe slightly better, but pretty much the same. And you get the same ball joints in the wrist, which offer rotation and a little bit of pivoting. You got the same torso joint. This one is, because of the way the torso is sculpted, it's very limited. There's barely any movement at the top one here. At the bottom one here, there's full rotation. Again, it's a bit tight, but the torso is not nearly as well articulated as Red Hood. Hip joints don't move out quite as far because of these, I think, plastic pieces here on the side, as well just as his legs being bigger. Swivel at the thigh here, which moves still pretty good. You get basically what you want out of that. Double hinges at the knees, which are a bit hindered because of these knee guards, and the strap plastic gets caught in between the actual leg. I don't know why they did that. In my opinion, they probably should have just sculpted the actual knee, front of the knee joint as the armor. Would have allowed for more articulation. There is actually no boot swivel. That is surprising, considering he has a boot and a specific cut there where it'd be easy to put in a boot swivel, but he doesn't actually have it, but Red Hood does. That's interesting. He has hinges at the ankles, which move pretty good, and a pretty decent pivot. So he's actually not as good at well articulated as I was expecting him to be. A little unfortunate, but still not too bad. And I mean, look-wise, man, that looks so badass, dude. But yeah, I would not blame you if you were not happy with the articulation of that. It's not bad. I'm happy with it, but some people might not be. In terms of accessories, he comes with a lot less stuff. He comes with the same base. I'm not going to go really over it again. And the only other accessories he comes with a pair of interchangeable open hands. and that's it, you know. And I mean, like, it's Bane. He's not really gonna use a whole lot. He doesn't use weapons, right? So, and this, I'm just learning right now, you're gonna want to be a little careful with these ball joints because they're kind of a soft plastic. If you pull too much, they might break. You're gonna be careful. You might want to try to pull straight off. Put this on if I can. There we go. Goes on pretty easily. It's just taking it off. Yeah, he has an open hand, so you know, you have him wave if you want, I guess. Nice options. I mean, I don't know what else they could have done really. Given them maybe a couple more hand options would have been nice. Would have been really cool because the game has like whole gear customization. If you came with some alternate, like, I don't know, head or shoulder armor or something to change his look up a bit because he doesn't come with weapons, but that's okay. So yeah, these guys are pretty cool. Not perfect by any means. Definitely not the common scale for DC figures, so I understand why some people probably aren't interested in these. I don't blame them. But if you don't mind the small scale, these are some pretty neat little figures, man. I really like them. I mean, that Red Hood is probably one of the best Red Hood figures out there. And we don't get a ton of Bane figures, so and that one's really cool if you like the design. If you don't like the design, I mean, it's pretty passable. So really quickly before I end off here, because this video's run long enough, some really quick size comparisons. Well, there they are with each other. Bane's a bit taller and definitely bulkier than Red Hood. Makes sense. I think the scaling there is pretty decent. One of the things I like about the Injustice 2 Bane is he's not a huge hulking monster, because the first Injustice Bane is kind of like that, but he's more just very maybe abnormally bulky human, but still in the realm of you know, the realm of realism, quote unquote realism. Here they are with a 3 3/4 Star Wars figure. Bane's definitely bigger. Red Hood is slightly bigger, but I think the scale is fairly similar. I mean, I don't know. Mando is a little small compared to Red Hood, I'll be honest, proportionally, but and they are two different styles, I suppose. But yeah, that kind of gives you a sense there. And then quickly, here he is with the new Black Series 6-inch Stormtrooper, which have not. My initial thoughts on that, because I'm probably not going to do a video on it, is this figure is really good, and if you're collecting the Black Series, you should get it. But yeah, there he is. So that's how big they are next to 6-inch figure. So like I said, they're small. You know, they're not going to fit in your sections. Obviously, they're 1/18 scale figures. But yeah, overall, I think these are really cool. Definitely not for everyone if you're not a fan of the scale. But if you just like the characters, you like the character designs, you don't care about scale, or you're specifically looking for small scale DC figures, I would recommend checking out Hiya Toys' line. These figures or their other ones. They've got quite a few from the Injustice line, so there's a fair amount of characters to choose from. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.